Well, welcome everyone to our hands-on genomic analysis workshop. It's a real delight to have everyone join today. This workshop has been put together and has been supported by H3Africa, the Greger Consortium, and the ClinGen program. And we've been working over the past few months to put on what we hope will be a very valuable and educational effort or workshop. Let me just get my slides. There we go. So actually, can I ask a favor of someone to maybe Aaron Riggs to copy the link to these slides and put it in the chat so people have access to the URLs in the slide deck? Yeah. And if not, I can do it myself after. Yeah, so you should all have received a link to this website that right now isn't public on the ClinGen website, but the link is public and it will be linked later. All of the talks that you'll hear throughout the next 3 days will be recorded and posted afterwards. So you'll be able to re-access all of the information, listen again, go back to it as you wish. And that includes any materials that we will have handed out. Right now, I'm just going to give a very high-level overview of the agenda. So as you know, this is a 3-day workshop. Most of this first day will be more overview information, giving some introductions to Greger and ClinGen, talking a bit about those organizations and what we do, and giving some more background information on genomic analysis, sequencing alignment, variant callers. But we will have a demo around the Anvil platform, which is a platform that our seeker analysis tool is on. And after the workshop, you will have the option, if you wish, to pursue uploading your own data to Anvil, but it's not a requirement. And then we move on to day 2. We will start out with an optional drop-in session at the beginning, particularly if you were working to upload your data onto Anvil and you had questions. There will be people available during that session. And then we'll move on to our main event, which is an overview of the Seeker platform, tutorial, and then you'll break out into rooms where you can do hands-on work in smaller groups. You'll do some of the cases that we have distributed during those hands-on sessions, but you'll also be assigned other cases in case you wish to spend that evening or the next morning, depending on what time zone you're in, on working on additional cases. And then on day 3, we will do a recap of the cases so you can find out the correct answer for those cases that are solved. And then we'll move on to some of the approaches that ClinGen uses for instance, variant classification and use of the variant curation interface, which is publicly available to the community, and you all can use that, as well as how we go about assessing a novel gene, which we may find in rare disease analysis, including a submission to Matchmaker Exchange. And then we will also have an open QA session concurrent with those 2 lectures in case you just really want to dive more into those hands-on cases and aren't interested in the 2 lectures that day. So there's lots of opportunity for discussion, for questions, hands-on activity. With that, I'm going to note that for the workshop, you'll need to either put your questions into the chat. There's no actual Q&A channel. So either put your questions, type them into the chat, or you can use the raise hand feature and we'll unmute you and allow you to answer or to ask your question verbally. If everyone, I hope, has signed up for Seeker Access because that is required to take part in the hands-on component. But if you haven't, you can still join a room and watch. And I did put a link here. Anyone at any point in time can sign up for a login for Seeker Access for future use as well. And I also will note, and MA will ask you this at the end of the workshop, but if you are attending and have ideas for future workshops, jot a note down because we're going to ask you to share any suggestions at the end in a post-workshop survey. And with that, I do want to thank all of the speakers that I've listed here in order of speaking. We have lots of people that are donating their time to the lectures throughout the next 3 days, and we really appreciate their efforts. I've also listed on the right side many of the analysts in our team that are going to be helping with the hands-on sessions. And then I do want to thank the workshop organizing committee that was made up of, as I mentioned in the beginning, H3Africa, Gregor Consortium, and ClinGen. I bolded a few people in particular here that have really done a lot of work. Aimee and Rolanda, Chrissy Austin C. at the Broad, who's set up all these cases and done a lot of work behind the scenes to make this happen. She'll be giving the main tutorial tomorrow. Erin, Helena, Hannah, and Sarah all helping with a lot of the organizing for this committee. And of course, we had a number of members of our team setting up all the demo systems so that everybody has a place to analyze data. So, and lots of others who have contributed to making this happen. So I really appreciate everyone's effort.